So what happened was I got betrayed, right, in my life, and it was a horrible experience.
I remember when I lost my mother, I was, at that point I didn't know what was going on. It was still so unreal to be like, nah, she's gonna walk through the door any minute now. And my life wasn't good after my mother passed away. I found a way to express myself more. I relied more on God. Whenever I'm down, I'd go back to scripture. I'm like, no. Whenever I feel shy, I would say, God has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind.
I don't expect you to understand me, but I want you to be around me, to be present. That's all I want you to do.
My friends would notice and they would reach out and come to me and be like, hey, what's going on? We can see that you're distancing yourself. You're not yourself. You're not okay. What's going on? And even teachers started seeing that, okay, this school is really not okay. And I was mad at first when I found out about him taking his life.
What is up, lovebirds?
It's your girl Renee.
It's your girl Sunset Pammy.
It's your girl Miss Fissel.
And we're back with another banger. Welcome to Campus Love Lounge, you guys. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the family. So, on the last episode, we talked about the different forms of love. It was an open conversation where we just freely expressing ourselves, and we're back with the same thing. But this time, we'll be talking about love and mental health. So, mental health is a thing that is not only stigmatized, it's underrated.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people talk about it. When people hear the word mental health, a lot of people think depression, anxiety, and they immediately not interested. But it's not that. It's more than that. It's what you're going through, maybe a situation that you had when you're going through something, or you're overwhelmed, you're stressed, and any issues you have not only has to do with depression, anxiety, anxiousness, all those things, just basically being overwhelmed. So what we're going to talk about is basically how we deal with things when we are going through hard times, and how we need to be loved.
Yeah,
when we're going through a hard time, sometimes it's hard for your loved ones. Doesn't necessarily have to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It can be your best friend, your sister, your parents. When we're going through stuff, our loved ones don't normally know how to react. So we're going to be touching on that and how to deal with it, how we expect to be cared for when we're like that, and just basically how we react, how we are sometimes. Sometimes we lock ourselves up in a cage and we isolate and stuff like that. So we'll be touching on that, and I hope you guys stay tuned.
And focusing on it being a taboo topic. Most of us being black kids and colored kids, we don't really know how to express ourselves because our parents went through something like that. Let's say they're used to the whole culture of you should not even talk. Don't express yourself. And we came to a new generation, basically, with all the whole trends and situations. I feel like we have to train our parents and everyone to be okay, now it's time. I have to express now. I need someone to support me. You get what I mean? So how do you feel about it? I
feel like it's an important topic to talk about, because especially now that we are in university, You know, our parents expect so much from us, and sometimes we just go through so much. It's academic stress, it's the pressure, it's the pressure from home, and you're so scared to call home because now, whenever you call home, the first question they ask is, how's school?
How is school?
Yeah.
Not even,
You know,
how are you?
exactly. And sometimes, even though you're going through so much things in life, you just want to tell someone like, oh, you know what, I messed up in that paper. Now you can't even say that to your parents, to people at home, because, you know, they like, you need to pause, you need to study.
Exactly.
If you didn't study, if you didn't pause, so you were not studying, and you're like, if only you knew. Sleepless nights because of this. So I think it's a very important topic to talk about, because we all just always just throw a blanket across it and like, you know, move on and forget about it.
Oh, to touch more on like the being away from home thing, you know, sometimes when you're going through something, like when you messed up and then you're really overwhelmed and stressed about something, already in your head you're exaggerating.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be a thing where by now, like when you talk to someone about it, they're like, yo. Because you're already exaggerating. So by doing that, it's like you're immediately shutting me out. Like you're creating this environment where it's like, now I don't even know how to express myself to you. And it happens a lot, actually. Like the environment that you're in, it's not only about like the environment that you're in per se. It's the environment that people around you create. Because you can't say that, oh, you should, your mental health will be better if you're in this kind of an environment. Who's creating that environment?
Yeah.
You get my point?
Yeah.
If you're growing up and you're going through something and people are like, oh no, this is a toxic environment, find a better environment. What if that toxic environment is your home?
Yeah.
Like, how do you deal with that? You get my point? So sometimes it's little things, man. It's like things that you don't even, that your parents don't even know that, okay, so this can be like, it can turn into something. It can be a big deal. Like, for example, I grew up in a household whereby if the walls are breaking, they're breaking silently.
Yeah.
They're breaking silently. Like, I feel like everybody that knows me in my family knows me as this person that's always in her room. They know me as this person who's always in her room. But now that I look at it, it's like, where did it all start? Like, looking back at it, I didn't just grow up as a kid that was like always in her room.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Finding the roots, basically. Like,
finding the roots.
yeah, basically. But what I want to like focus on that topic. How on earth are you a person who shuts herself out? Like, you're so talkative, you talk on podcasts. It's like, how did you develop that switch in your mind? Like, I need to talk more often, I need to do this, I need to express myself. Like, how? Like, give us tips. How?
Well, I'm still dealing with that, honestly. You know, I'm still a person who shuts herself out. Like, I remember when I first came to varsity, like to SPU, and I, you know, got in touch with like not a lot of people, but like I made some friends basically in the area where I stay at.
Okay.
I stay at Dawana, right? So like a lot of my blockmates know me as like a very talkative person. Up until it got to like, I don't know, like just time just started going by, and then that's when I started being in that dark place again, and I started distancing myself. I don't know why I do that. I still also have to deal with some of my things and go back to the roots, because I do have like coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
But it's like, I haven't really like gone to the roots of, okay, how did you become a person who like just distances herself? Because now my blockmates are saying, wow, you aren't around, you're busy a lot, but it's not even that. Sometimes I'm not busy, sometimes I just keep myself busy to avoid, you know, to avoid having to talk about my feelings. Like, you distance yourself from people that care a lot about you, just in order not to, because they know you, they know the kind of person that you are. So you distance yourself from those people in order not to end up having to express yourself or talk about that, because they're gonna see, you know, they're gonna be like, okay, what's going on with you today? Something's different. And then you feel uncomfortable talking.
And that's the thing. Sorry for like interrupting you. That's the thing. You have to know which type of person that person is for you to like express yourself and
Exactly.
be comfortable and everything. And you just reminded me of this one story, not story, but something that happened in my life. Real thing, guys, real thing. So what happened was I got betrayed, right, in my life, and it was a horrible experience, to the point where I had like depression and I didn't know who to talk to because I felt like I was too much. You know, sometimes for you to shut down, it's when you're like alone and you be like, I'm too much. I can't express myself like that.
Yeah.
So what happened was that person lied about me and things happened, became depressed, started crying every single day. I was so depressed. But for me to come out of that whole situation, I had to keep on having faith. I had to like believe that maybe one day something will happen. I'll probably get an apology and everything. So it's I just want to tell everyone that if you're going through something, just know that you have to keep having that little faith and hope that everything will be okay.
Yeah.
And like honestly, I know it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
It does.
Guys.
It always
so
does.
yeah,
Okay.
touching on the mental health, please talk to someone. Like even if it's your mom, your dad, because mind you, when I was going through all of this, my relationship with my father improved like significantly because I grew up in a black household, right? And as a black child, you don't really express yourself. Your parents don't even express yourself. Like it's toxic. Let me just say, I have to be that person. It is,
And
very
they don't
toxic.
see it that way. Like I said, it's
Yeah.
the little things. They don't see it as
It
toxic.
is.
Like it's gonna affect my child in a certain way if I don't like check up on them and talk to them. But
And for it to be that way, it's because like they've been doing it. It's basically
it's been
a
a
tradition.
generational,
Yeah,
yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I say train your parents. But I think it's fine. But it's fine. So, guys, just please have faith, guys. Just have faith and speak to someone. You never know. What if your black parents, your colored parents, any of your parents, whether race, doesn't matter, they will start opening up. And
your friends
you know,
too. Just people
yeah.
you spend time around. Like
Yeah.
train them
Yeah.
how to create an environment that you feel free to express yourself
But
in.
it's not always easy, you know.
It is, yeah.
Because now you are this person, you're like, guys, please, when I'm sad, don't treat me like this, treat me like that. And then they have this defensive mode around them.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I lost my mother, I was at that point I didn't know what was going on. It was still so unreal to be like, nah, you know, she's gonna walk through the door any minute now. And my life wasn't good after my mother passed away. I lost my brother. He didn't pass away, but like my stepdad took him away from me on the day of my mother's funeral, and I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye or anything. So after that, just me having to bottle up all my feelings, it was very difficult for me to even talk about it, you know, because none of my cousins lost their parents, none of my cousins lost their mother, none of my cousins had to be separated from their brother. So to me, it was just like, how do I start talking about this to people when they can't relate? The only thing they will tell me is, "Ah, man, shame, you'll be fine, don't worry." And I think that's one thing that shut me down from the world, you know, because every time I go through something or I cry and I just feel like, "Oh, mom, where are you? I need you right now." You know, I can't talk to anyone because I talk to them, they're like, "Ah, man, you're fine. Now you're missing your mother again, you know. Stop missing your mother." You know how other people are, especially with how everyone treated me after my mother passed away. I was so distant. I think that also what caused my isolation. I was very shy. I was so shy in class. I wouldn't talk to anyone unless you talk to me. I think that just isolated me a lot, because like I can't talk to anyone. I had a friend where I used to go to, and when I feel like talking, then she will come and tell me her problems, the whole thing, and then I was just like, you know what?
And it happens, shame.
Let's
It
just not talk
happens.
about my problems. It's fine. I'll listen to you, you know? So that's what bottled me up, because no one was there to listen to what I had to say. And sometimes you just need someone to listen to you, you know?
Yeah.
But then how everything changed for me was when I moved to Joburg and I met friends that I could like express myself. So after I lost my aunt, that same year, things actually changed. Instead of me having to bottle myself up, I actually found a way to deal with everything, because I met a friend where when I go through something or I miss her, he would always tell me, no, God says this, God says that, you know, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, you know. You're weak. When God's what? When you are weak, say you are strong. You know, the joy of the Lord is your strength. And I was like, oh, hold on, what is this? I like this.
Yeah.
You know, that made me open up more. Because every time I open up and I feel sad, he would push me back with what God says. And I'd be like, I needed to hear that.
Quota, because what you need.
So I just feel like that's where everything happened. My breakthrough just came. I found a way to express myself more. I relied more on God. Whenever I'm down, I'd go back to scripture. I'm like, no. Whenever I feel shy, I would say, God has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. Today I'm able to stand in front of a massive crowd and speak my mind, be an advocate for Christ, you know, because of the scripture that I meditated on. It gave me power, it gave me strength to fight against the negative thoughts that I had. And yeah, man, that was, you know, the people you have in your life really matters.
It really.
Because they play a very important part in your mental health. Like, I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with my hurt or how to express myself. But then this person just came in my life, and now I have a better way to deal with my mental health when I'm going through something.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like I said, it's all about the what environment the people around you are creating, or not even only the people around you, the people in your life, basically. Whether far or near, it's all about the distance. I mean, the environment. Sorry, the environment that they create.
I understand that we go through something. Sometimes we can't talk about our problems, but we really have people that actually care about us and that really wants to help us. How would you guys say? If you are going through something and you start to distance yourself, what should the next person do to comfort you or to at least try to be there for you? How would you like for them to support you?
Can I just say something? And it's part of my little poem that I wrote.
Okay.
So, yes, I'm a poet.
Okay.
Something you gotta know about me. But yes, I don't expect you to understand me, but I want you to be around me, to be present. That's all I want you to do. So that's how I tell everyone, just be there for me. You don't have to understand what I'm going through.
You don't have to do or say anything, like feel the pressure of having to do this, to say this. Just be there for me. And you don't have to understand me, but understand when I distance myself. It doesn't have anything to do on you. Like, if I go a week without speaking to you, without reaching out, without like saying, hey, how are you, doesn't mean that I don't like you anymore as my friend. It doesn't mean that I don't love you, that I don't care about you. It just means that I've created this little world that I am so stuck in that I have not come out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I have not come out. I'm isolating. I'm in an isolation period.
Yeah. Isolation mode, guys.
But I understand that. Okay, with myself, I don't like distance myself from people when I'm going through something. I maybe would like take out a day 2 hours, so I talk to God or whatever. But then beautiful. The only way when I'll like distance myself from everyone is if you're not good for me. I'm like, But now, because now I'm trying to understand, you know, if you guys are going through something, how can we reach out to you? Okay, I get you say just be there for me. But how do we know that, okay, now she's in that mode of, is there like a warning sign? Do you text your friends to be like, okay, it's that time, please don't bother me much? Because now if you just ignore them, blue tick them, they'll be like, okay,
something,
you know, what have I done wrong?
It's awful, mind you. But yeah, I wanted to like focus on that too, because it's really up to like us to communicate.
Exactly.
Like I know
we just have to open up.
Yeah, I know you're gonna feel like it's a bit immature, like I wish they were there for me even though I didn't have to tell them. But you need to talk. Like you need to say, hey guys,
I'm not
I'm going through a lot right now. Like, I'm going through a lot, and I need you to understand that. You don't even have to understand, just know, hey,
Yeah.
like, I can't, I just can't. So communicate, please.
Yeah,
communicate.
because like I mean, we can't guess. You're
Yeah,
going
exactly.
to say
Exactly. You're gonna lose.
And I feel like you guys are talking to me right now. I got a text from my best friend like I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago. She was like, "Hey, I know it's your first year." And she sent me a whole paragraph. Oh my god. She was like, "I know you're in varsity and all of that. You're going through a lot, you know, with your mental health and everything, with everything that you've been through. But it's not fair, you know. It's not fair that days just pass by. You don't even check in, say, hey, how are you? Are you okay? Because it's I created this whole thing of being in like a one-way friendship, something like that, you know. Like she was the one that was basically there, but I just kept. It's like she was running after me. She was like, then yeah, she sent me a whole text, and basically it was all about saying, hey, slow down. I am here for you. So something like that, like you can express yourself to me. Be like, okay, I know you're going through something right now. I can tell, but this is how I feel about it. You know, okay, you don't have to make it about yourself, but you can just like open up to me basically and be like, hello, I know you don't like talking about things, and you don't have to talk about things, just let me know.
Exactly.
You know? So yeah, you
But
can
like,
just
also
be
let
free
me
with the
know,
person.
you know, like just like, okay, even if it's just a short message, like, you know what, I'm going through it. I might not be active for the next 2-3 weeks. At least so we know, okay, she's in that mode, she's in that moment. Let me try to be there for her. Let me pray for her. Because now you just MII.
let me tell you something important about that. It's not on you guys. It's not you guys' responsibility. I have learned it the hard way. I almost lost my best friend. When someone is going through an isolation period, it's like they just go you know, like quiet, you know. It's not your responsibility to be like, hello, like to know what you need to say to the person, you know, because like you said, we should be the ones that reach out and be like, hey, I know I've been distant, or I'm going through this and I'm gonna be distant. So yeah, it's not you guys. It's not on you guys, because you guys. I lost a friend to suicide.
Dang.
I lost a friend to suicide. As a child growing up, we moved a lot, but not really, because when I was little, we moved from the where my grandmother stayed, like the hometown the village that my grandmother stays in, and then we moved to a small town, and then from there I grew up there, and then from there like we moved to my Fikeng. And at my Fikeng, oh my gosh, it really changed my life. I started getting like really good friends in my life, really close friends that, you know, that understood me and saw me as a person. It wasn't that thing whereby I had to fit in, like I had the pressure to just fit in this group. It was a thing where I could like literally just express myself freely to them, just be myself. I didn't even know how to be myself until I met with them, you know. And then there's one friend of mine specifically, it was a he, but it was purely friendship. He was always there for me. I don't know how he knew, but he would just call me and then we'd talk for hours at night. And I had insomnia. Like I was just going through some dark times. Like and I think it started with my academics. Like I was doing pure maths, IT, physical sciences at that time, right? And it was just really a lot. I don't know what was going on, you guys, but I was in such a dark time, and I would distance myself, and my friends would notice, and they would reach out and come to me and be like, hey, what's going on? We can see that you're distancing yourself, you're not yourself, you're not okay, what's going on? And even teachers started seeing that, okay, this girl is really not okay. One teacher, not some teachers, it was one teacher actually, my physical sciences teacher, he asked one of my close friends if I was being abused at home. I was like, oh my god, whoa, that's how badly it was showing. And I did feel that year. And I don't know, man, he was always there for me. He even like called around the 8 M's. I don't know how he knew I was up, but he just called and we would talk. And he'd be like, hey, I know you're having sleepless nights. And now that I look back at it, now that, you know, he took his life, I was like, okay, I can now look at it in a way as in like he related. You know, he related, so that's how he was always there for me. And I was mad at first when I found out about, like, you know, him taking his life, because we moved back to the hometown where I grew up in Katu. We moved back at 2022. That's when I failed, like I was repeating grade 11. And then the year after that, like, we were talking, but it was like not that much anymore, you know. And I never reached out. I blamed myself for a while. I was like, how did I not know? Like, you helped me when I was going through suicidal thoughts, where I was going through like really dark times. You were there, you helped me. But whenever I tried to be there for you, you pushed me away, you know. Like you were like, no, I'm fine. You created that, like you put a wall, you built a wall in front of yourself, whereby I didn't know how to go in. It was just like really hard for me to ever know if you were okay or not. And then I just had to really like let go and just convince myself that really it's not on you. If a person is going through something, it's not always on you on how to be there for them. It's hard, and this is why we made this video, to let people know how we need to be loved. But it's not an easy thing to talk about. We don't know how we need to be loved, but it's a thing whereby, you know, we just want you to be there, basically.
But it's also a thing of because we can be talking right now and all bubbly, smiling, happy, but when you go home, you are battling with suicidal thoughts. You know, you have medication that you afford what they. Many times we hear that this person was laughing just a few hours ago and now they're dead.
Yes.
You know, they're not there. So the thing why people are like, I don't know how to help, but I want to help. And now the reason why they're always like, allow me to help, allow me to come inside your heart, inside your thoughts,
like,
so that I can help. Exactly. So to avoid this, to avoid suicides, to avoid, you know, depression, or like to help, you know. So for instance, your friend did not open up. If you perhaps opened up, you were gonna help him, or you guys were gonna help each other because at least he spoke. You know, that's why it's important that people speak. Even though you don't say much, you just say, listen, I'm going through a lot. Can you please just pray for me? So we know, okay, now you commit suicide and we're all just like, how? But you were happy, you know. At least inform people, I'm not happy, I'm not feeling good, but I'm trusting God to feel better.
But how would you do that if all they know is shutting themselves away from everyone?
Have them open up by just not asking a direct question, just you know, just asking them about like the beginning, basically, like childhood.
But like, also, how do you know whether you can trust a person or not that you are opening up to? Because and then you open up eventually to the person, thinking that you can trust that person, just for that person to turn back, and you're like, this is why I don't open up.
Let me touch on that. My biggest message that I could just tell everyone is always trust your gut. Not always hear, always trust your gut. Because sometimes your gut could actually tell you, hey, this person is bad news. Like, you're not supposed to be with this person.
Your intuition.
So, hey, man, trust your gut. Not because I'm spiritual, you should trust the spirit, you know, because you know.
Yeah, the
you
conviction.
Will always know.
The conviction.
Like, honestly, you will know. So, yeah, just spiritually trust your spirit. And if you're not spiritual like that, trust your gut all the time. So, yeah, that's how you deal with betrayal. Not betrayal, but yeah, you get what I mean.
And the one thing I love about being spiritual, you know, is that when you really like start spending more time with God, He will reveal a lot of things. The next thing you will pray to God about, like, okay,
So today I talked to this friend of mine about something, and I was really comfortable around her, but then I don't know, there was this feeling. I don't know what's going on with this feeling. Tell me what's going on. You go to sleep, and then a week later you dream about this friend, like you dream about something.
Yeah.
And then that's when you figure out that, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you were.
I thought
revealing
I
to
was
me.
going through that alone. Like, I thought I'm the only person that dreams about things and they happen. Because I normally have that every single
thought
time.
I was the only one.
So I guess it's a thing. Okay. I don't know.
The thing is, God hears your prayers, guys. Like,
He does.
God hears your
Facts.
prayers. Like, that's one thing I can say. He loves us so much. He'll be like, I remember sometime this year I was talking to a guy, and I was like, God, please, if this guy is not the guy I'm supposed to be with, give me a sign, do something. And the following week, I just got bored. Like, I was so obsessed with
removal
this
prayer.
guy, and the next thing, it's just like, whatever.
Dangerous. That's a dangerous prayer.
It's a simple prayer and the most dangerous
prayer. Because now you're so in love with this person and you're like,
You got so
he's not
attached.
treating me properly. Like, the only thing I can do is just literally pray to God. The moment you pray that prayer, it's done.
Or you pray that prayer, and then you go on the Bible and he starts like guiding you to a certain scripture, and you're like, hold on a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy and the scripture, they don't mix.
Mind you, there was this one time, right, I prayed that prayer, right, and I think the fan was on, right, so I was praying. I heard the pages of my Bible going. When it stopped, I looked at the first verse. It said, let that person go. Do not trust men. Men are liars. That's the verse I saw. I'm like, okay, God. Okay, it's cool. I love this man, but I understand. It's fine.
And it all has to do with like your faith.
Yeah.
Literally, your faith is what will save you, because that can happen, and then you can tell yourself, oh, it's just a coincidence.
Exactly. Trust your God, guys. Yeah, trust
So
your God.
basically, yeah, man, like how we want to be loved is it's simple. It's the environment you create for us.
Yeah.
The environment you create for us. No matter how we're dealing with whatever it is that we're going through, you can be like having vices, coping mechanisms that are like, because I have been through so much, and my coping mechanisms were too much. My number one coping mechanism was isolation, and a lot of people already, like the people that I've stayed, like my best friend, they've shown me that, okay, she really loves me and she sees me for me. So that's an area that I need to fix in my life. And then I've had some really bad coping mechanisms like self-harming, substance abuse, and all of that. And even with that, a few people in my life stayed. They were there for me. So it's really I know it's hard when a loved one is going through something. You just feel like you feel this pressure on you, like, okay, she or he is going through something, but I feel like I'm also going through it because I'm with them. It doesn't have to be a whole pressure. It doesn't have to be a burden you carry whereby it's like, what should I do for this person to feel better? What should I do to take the pain away? Just be there with them. Be next to them while they're going through something. It's the environment you create. Just let them know that if they're slipping away, let them know that you are not slipping away. You're still here.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's how a lot of us feel we need to be loved and cared for when we're going through something.
I also feel like one of the best coping mechanisms from my perspective, from my witnesses, is that God, guys. Sometimes you can't talk to anyone, but you can talk to God.
Yeah.
And I can trust you that He will hear you, He will comfort you. You can talk to Him about the craziest things, and you'll feel better after that. That's the good thing about God, We don't have to explain ourselves to Him. We don't have to. He's there.
He's literally
He's
there.
there even when we
Omnipresent.
neglect Him.
Exactly.
He's there.
Yeah.
He remains there, and that's the great thing about God. That's why I love him so much because, you know, he has never failed me. He has never given me a reason not to turn to him. You know, I don't need to have anyone to talk to, but as long as I have God, I know I'm fine.
Amen to
Yeah.
that. Like you don't even, sometimes you don't even have to, it's not a thing where you have to like pray. You just be on your knees, you play that worshiping song and you cry. And
That alone is a lot.
And that's another tip for any of your loved ones that are going through something. They start crying. Don't be too quick to know what's happening, so you can. We don't want a solution, guys. We just want you to be there.
Be there.
Like my sister is going through something right now, and
This one time, I was at her room and she was crying. And I didn't know what to do, but I was just there. I just hugged her and I just stayed there. We stayed quiet.
after she was done crying, we just found something to talk about. And then later on, you know, like just a few days after that, I was like, hey, what was going on? Talk to me. You know, do something like that. Just be there for them. I know it's hard because I also don't really know how to react when somebody's going through something, but I'm just there.
Yeah. Take it one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Literally. Yeah. I guess so.
Okay, so what do you guys think we can leave to the viewers? Like, advice? What can we tell them? Personally, from my side, like I said, if you feel like you can't trust anyone, trust God. It's the one person you can trust. And if you feel like you can't talk to anyone about it, don't keep it to yourself. Pray about it. God hears you, you know. Have that one trusted friend, you know. Have a friend that when you're going through something, they don't just say, oh man, shame, you'll be fine. But have that friend that gives you advice on how you can actually get through that thing. You know, that's the people we need in our lives.
Like my best friend, sorry to
it's
interrupt.
okay.
Like my best friend does this thing whereby if I'm going through something, she asks that you pray about it. I'm like, those are the friends that you need in your life.
I'd say, you know, ask professional help. It's a scary topic. I know you don't want to be considered as someone who's going insane.
Exactly, you don't want to be a victim of something.
Guys, professional help helps. Honestly, it helped me. Hey, I'm not insane, but it helped me. So
Also, to add on what she said, don't talk to your peers about it. Talk to someone that has experience. Because how do you expect your peers to help you if they don't even know how to go through their own thing? So,
What about you?
Yeah, so I guess the advice I could leave you guys with is honestly, love yourself. Learn to love yourself. It starts within. So if you're going through something that you've been going through consistently and you have this specific way of dealing with it and then you know that, okay, it's not good for you, basically ask yourself how it all started. I know I still need to go through that. Honestly, I gave my life to Jesus and we're still working on it. Yeah, he is still working on it. On molding me into the person who I'm meant to be, you know. But you can also like ask yourself how it all started. Like, where did it start? And that's literally part of learning to love yourself. Because then when you can see that, okay, so it started here. Now what I need to do is let it go.
Exactly.
So let go and let God. So that I can leave you guys.
Yo, bro.
let go and let God.
So yeah, that's it for today's video, you guys. If you stayed this far and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, join the family, like, share, and
subscribe.
Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, lovies.
Bye.